I would like to welcome y'all to season 2. We have made it, and I'm going to be a little bit more consistent. I promise I'm going to need y'all to hold my feet to the fire. But let's go ahead and get into it. I got a whole new lineup for y'all. It's going to be dope. It's going to be great, and it's going to make you want to come back. All right. So like I said, I'm going to have the goodness for you, and I'm going to have the consistency for you, because that's what you got to do. So today our topic is going to be on robots. Yes, robots. So if you want to know more about robots and robots in business and how robots can help you in your business, just stay tuned. All right, let's get into it. Shout out to the nation out there. It's your girl Deanna from the Elevated Lifestyle blog, DeannaDiaz.com. And as a purpose influencer and entrepreneur, I promote better life and better business. So yesterday evening on my Instagram, I asked you all in the little questions, what was the oldest business in the world? A lot of y'all said drug dealing. A lot of y'all said prostitution, slavery, man labor, which man labor was the closest. But if you want to know the answer, you need to go ahead and hop on over to my Instagram so you can know what that answer is. I'm not going to tell y'all. But what I am going to tell you is what is the second oldest business, just to give you an idea of how old the first business was. And forgive me if I butcher this. This is coming from the Guinness Book of World Records. It is the Nishiyama Onsen Kyokan in Yamanashi, Japan. It was founded in 705 AD. It is a hot springs hotel, and it has been ran by the same family for the past 52 generations. Talking to one of the elders of the family, they said the secret to success is generational pride. That's dope, right? I thought that was kind of interesting. If you know me, you know that I love history as well as business. And history and business just seems to mix with me. I'm going to have to see if I can visit that hot springs situation. That sounds a little dope. All right, moving on. We're going to talk about some celebrity net wealth. Not just any celebrity. You know they got to be involved in business. And so I'm happy to introduce you all to Mr. David Stewart. He is actually number 745 on the billionaires list. He has a net worth of $3.5 billion, and that was as of yesterday. $3.5 billion net worth. He is an African American, actually an African American. David Stewart was born in 1951, so right about now he's about 69 years old. He was actually born in Chicago, Illinois. He currently resides in St. Louis, Missouri, and went to school at Central Missouri State. He graduated with a Bachelor's of Arts and Science. Listen to this, y'all. He graduated with only a bachelor's in arts and science. Isn't that like a general study? But nonetheless, that goes to show you don't need 50 years of education to be a billionaire. There's some people who have little to no college. Just keep that in your back pocket. Well, how did he amass this $3.5 billion net worth? Well, he did so by being self-made, first and foremost, in the IT industry. He is the co-founder and chairman of an IT provider called Worldwide Tech. I guess he was operating on the power of broke because one day he watched his car get repossessed while he was at work. I mean, if that ain't enough motivation for you, then I don't know what is. David actually grew up in the segregated South with 7 siblings, while his dad worked as a mechanic, janitor, and trash collector. I mean, who wants to see, not that those jobs aren't bad, but we all know we want the best for our parents because we have parents that want the best for ourselves. So that was also a motivating factor, I'm sure. He's also part philanthropist. He has donated $1.3 million to the University of Missouri State. So shout out to Mr. David Stewart. He is our person of the day, our person of the podcast, rather. I hope y'all like that. I did. Don't mind me. So right quick, before we pay a couple of these bills, honey, I want to let y'all know about the hashtag. The official hashtag for the D Nation podcast is actually just that. Hashtag D, just the letter D, Nation podcast, all spelled correctly. I know how that goes these days. But yes, if you use hashtag D Nation podcast in your social media accounts, I will see it and I will talk about it and share it with the group. If you have a video, I'll share the audio on the next podcast, just to make y'all a part of it, because I want y'all to be a part of the podcast. It's not about me. It's about y'all, because I'm here to help y'all, especially y'all entrepreneurs and business owners. So make sure y'all use the hashtag DNationPodcast so I can see what y'all got going on, so I can share it with everybody else, because like I said, it's all about you. It's not about me. Help me help you and help others at the same time. All right, y'all. I'll be right back after this commercial break. Thank you so much for tuning in thus far. So today's topic is about robots and robotics and how it's used in business and how it can possibly help you in your business. So let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? So let's take a look back in time, shall we? The first use of the word robot occurred in a play about mechanical men that are built to work on a factory assembly line and then rebel against their human masters. These machines in the RUR, Rossum's Universal Robots, written by Czech playwright Karl Čapek in 1921, got their name from the Czech word slave, all right? Now, the word robotics was also coined by a writer, Russian-born American science fiction writer Isaac Asimov. He first used the word in 1942 in his short story, Runabout. Asimov had a much brighter and more optimistic opinion of the robot's role in human society than Czech. He generally categorized the robots in his short stories as helpful servants of man and viewed robots as a quote-unquote better, cleaner race. Woo child. Asimov also proposed the 3 laws of robotics, that his robots as well as sci-fi robotic characters of many stories. So what exactly is a robot? To my surprise, and maybe yours too, there are actually several different definitions to a robot, but I'm only going to give you 2. This comes from the Robot Institute of America, established in 1979. A robot is a reprogrammable, multifunctional manipulator designed to move material parts, tools, or specialized devices through various program motions for the performance of a variety of tasks. Now, the British Department of Industry says it's a reprogrammable manipulator device, which is kind of like the same thing. All right, so here comes some early conceptions of robots. You'll be interested to know that one of the first instances of a mechanical device built to regularly carry out particular physical tasks occurred around 3000 BC. Egyptian water clocks used human figurines to strike the hour bells. In 400 BC, Archytas of Tarentum invented the pulley and the screw, also invented a wooden pigeon that could fly. Hydraulically operated statues that can speak, gesture, and prophecy were commonly constructed in Hellenic Egyptian during the 2nd century BC. Okay, now let's pick up the tempo. The first modern robots, as we know, were created in the early 1950s by George C. Deville. He was an inventor from Louisville, Kentucky. He invented and patented a reprogrammable manipulator called Unimint from the Universal Automation. For the next decade, he attempted to sell his product in the industry, but he did not succeed. In the late 1960s, businessman and engineer Joseph Engelberger acquired Deville's robot patent and was able to modify it into an industrial robot and form a company called Unimation to produce and market the robots. Ain't that something? For his efforts and success, Engelberger is known in the industry as the father of robots. All because he bought it, y'all. All because he bought it. Somebody else invented it, and then he went and bought it, and now he is the father of robots. Take note on that, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's talk about how robots are used in business. We already know that robots are used in manufacturing companies to put together everything from cars to Barbie dolls and things like that. So now, notice the girly reference. Anyway, so in marketing, technology companies produce robots to demonstrate new devices and inventions and to create a sense of innovation and progress. Robots are a part of interactive displays, trade shows where they compete with more traditional marketing tools for the attendees' attention. So if you want to think about it as, I think a lot of people have been to Disney World. If not, we've all saw the Disney Channel. It's a small world after all. All those are robots, ladies and gentlemen. All those. Remember those shows? I don't even know if they come on anymore. Remember the shows where they fight the robots and things like that? Yes, people use them. People use them to fight. Okay. So in telecommunications, robots can simplify a business call center and handle incoming phone and internet traffic to keep the channels of communications open and running smoothly. So, a lot of things that people hate are the robot calls. Yes, people are using robots to do these dastardly deeds to harass us on a daily basis. If I get one more phone call about my vehicle's warranty, I'm just going to snap. You feel me? So, so they have automated call centers now who actually receive calls. And they greet callers and direct them, press 1 for speaking to, say it clearly, I can hear you. Yeah, those are these annoying robots. I ain't gonna lie to you. Also, in inventory, robots can perform inventory tasks for businesses with large warehouses or sorting facilities. So please believe your local Amazon warehouse is using a robot. I'm kind of upset with Amazon because there are a couple packages that got missorted there, but I'll deal with that shortly. And in entertainment, a final class of robots used in business are those that entertain the audiences. Robots and robotic displays appear in storefronts, theme parks, attraction like I talked about earlier, television and TV programs. Some of these robots are skillfully crafted to resemble real people, while others represent fantastical characters or mechanic robots from a fictional world. Robot characters populate science fiction narratives, while special effects robots endure hazardous conditions that would be unsafe for animal actors. You know what? I wonder if they're going to go ahead and bring back robots so we can have Ringling Brothers. Y'all remember Ringling Brothers? They canceled on Barnum and Bailey. They took all those circuses down because those poor animals, they just couldn't take it, and they was just being all types of mistreated. All right. So I want to let y'all know the other day. So I'm in Pittsburgh, PA, going through Pitt's campus in Oakland, and I actually saw a food delivery robot. I thought it was the wildest thing ever. I really felt like I was living in the 21st century watching that robot. And, and people are moving out of its way. It's waiting for the light to turn green and moving. I don't know if it's on its own and programmed to follow a map and sense things, or if somebody is actually behind a remote control, it seems like, and guiding that sucker. I just thought it was really dope. So depending on where you're at in your business, robots can really help you, especially I can imagine Super Set with the crayon case company. I can imagine her using robots to pack and fill orders at her warehouse, because it's a pretty beautiful warehouse, I have to admit. So how do you think robots can help you in your business? Maybe you're a salesperson and you want to make a lot of calls to people, so you use robotic calling. I'm pretty sure at this moment this stuff is not inexpensive. I'm pretty sure it's quite expensive, but it's something to think about, working into your budget into the future, because we're not just in business right now, we're in business for life. So start thinking about those things and how robots can impact your business in a great way, especially if you are, I want to say this, if you are a security business, having robots, because they're making robots to shoot weapons and things like that. I don't know if you saw the videos coming up on Instagram or YouTube like that. They're actually building these robots to be tough and indestructible and be accurate shooters and whatnot. I saw an interesting video where the robot, he was shooting a target. But when the person stepped in front of him, God bless him, he did not shoot the person. He got around the person to shoot the target, which I thought was real dope. So if you're in a security company, that's something to think about. Instead of paying people, you can just make sure your robots are well lubricated. I'm just saying, 10-man status, hashtag that. Speaking of hashtags, y'all, I want to remind y'all to use the official D Nation podcast hashtag, which is hashtag D Nation podcast. Okay, use it for a shout out and a possible prize. That's right, I may pick one of y'all listeners to win some goodies. Okay, help me reach more entrepreneurs so I can help everybody, because that is my goal. I want to help and reach as many entrepreneurs as humanly possible. All right, so here's my advice for today. My advice for today is what I posted on my Instagram a few days ago, and I put ... as bad as you want to breathe. I got that quote from a highly respected motivational speaker, and if you tell me who that is, I may have a nice little something for you. So let me know who you think I'm talking about. But it says, as bad as you want to breathe. And as I was listening to that speech that I listen to every so often, I was listening to it while I was in the gym. And my mind was telling me, my body was telling my mind that it was tired, knowing doggone well that my mind tells my body what to do. And I just kept telling myself, as bad as I want to breathe. If I want to be successful as much as I want to breathe, then I'm going to be successful. If I want this body, I really want this body. I want to be healthy. So I kept telling myself, when my body kept trying to tell me what it wanted, I kept telling my body what I needed it to do. And I said to myself, as bad as I want to breathe. And won't you know, them knees came right on up to my chest, honey. We got to do it. We got to give ourselves that talk, because sometimes that talk has to come from somewhere else, and we just have to let that marinate within our souls and in our minds. So that is my advice to you. Thank you so much for rocking with me for this D Nation podcast. You already know that I highly appreciate you. Make sure you check me out on the Better Life, Better Business blog site, where you can get all entrepreneurial resources and to connect with me. That is DeannaDiaz.com. Check me out on all my social media links. If you type up Deanna Diaz, trust me, I shall pop up. Other than that, I hope to hear from you. Let me know what you think. DM me, and I'll DM you back. Until next time, D Nation, I'm out.